If the Sounders had advanced in CCC, they wouldn't have been able to host because there's a monster truck rally. If they're playing in CCC and you have a monster truck rally scheduled, all due respect to the monster trucks, I've never been to one of those. That they actually look pretty fun. They do. I've never been to one, but I would go to one. I liked the commercials. Kid seats, just $5. Sunday. Okay? Not hating on the monster truck rally. Any Ari thoughts on the stadium discourse that's kind of been going around? That's a good point, Spencer. I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that right now. Let me pull up Jeremiah's article real quick. This is what you're referring to. We got stadium discourse. Jeremiah's headline here is, with eyes on new stadium, Sounders can't lose sight of current problems. The subhead, dropping attendance isn't a problem that can be put off much longer. Check out this whole article on Sounder at Heart, and go ahead and subscribe to Sounder at Heart while you're at it if you have not yet. Basically what he's talking about is that, I guess at a press conference earlier this year, Adrian Hanauer, he gave what sounds like it's his strongest indication yet that his ultimate vision, or what he ultimately thinks is best for both the Sounders and the Reign, is to have their own soccer-specific stadium. Presumably that would be at Longacres. I don't think it's been talked about like in that ironclad of detail, but it would be moving from Lumen, obviously, into their own stadium. The rationale being like Jeremiah has the subhead visitors in their own home, and that I think is the start of the core of the issue, which is that being like a tenant in someone else's place is not, there are drawbacks that come along with that. For instance, he has it in this article. I don't know if this was like public, but if the Sounders had advanced in CCC, they wouldn't have been able to host because there's a monster truck rally. They wouldn't have been able to host the game when they were supposed to, when they needed to, because there's a monster truck rally like scheduled for that date. First of all, so it's just dumb shit like that. Like there's conflicts like that. There was the football lines era. It's just like, unless you have your own place, you are like susceptible to stuff like that. But one thing I want to say is like, that pisses me off that the monster trucks take precedent. The Sounders pay a shit ton of money to lease this place, to play their games there, right? But if you have an MLS team that's paying the amount of money that they're paying to lease the place, then you gotta respectfully tell the monster trucks to fuck off. Like, I don't know what we're talking about with them getting booted from a CCC quarterfinals game for a monster truck rally. You reschedule that. Like, I just think that is so stupid, man. But that's not the only thing. There's a lot of visitors in their own home type of stuff that goes on with this. And it's like, it's just better to have like full control of your home venue and not be subject to whims of other events like that. I definitely understand the logic for why they would want to have their own building. But Jeremiah talks about it in the article. Like, there's a lot of drawbacks that would come with, certainly with being out at Longacres. For me, like, I just kind of can't picture the game day experience and the atmosphere and all that, like, not at the Lumen location. The location's just so good. It's so good. Like, it's so accessible. It's right in the middle of everything. It's right in the middle of like actual Seattle. So it gives the games like a more of a Seattle identity, if that makes sense, because it's like right there. I don't know. When I think about it, I just don't like the idea of sacrificing that location. And maybe that's just like sentimentality, overly sentimental, and it would be better for them to have their own place. But the Lumen location is second to none. I almost think if you ask me, like, you could have their own stadium somewhere outside of Seattle, but it's like fully theirs and it's really nice. Or you keep Lumen, but you have to deal with like monster truck rallies and stuff. Personally, I might lean keep Lumen. I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? Yeah, like if they build it in downtown somewhere, but like where would you do that? I can't think of a place where they would be able to build it in anywhere in the Lumen vicinity. And honestly, the Lumen location is uniquely perfect. It's uniquely perfect. There's nowhere that you could move that would be a lateral, wouldn't be a lateral move or a downgrade. You can't upgrade from it. I really don't think you can. You're basically fundamentally, before you even talk about anything else, you're downgrading the location and subsequently the match day experience. The match day experience around Lumen is phenomenal. Now, here's another thing that I will say, though, which is that part of what's at issue here is the decline in attendance. Seattle's attendance it's still good, but it's dropped a lot. They used to average 40 to 42 a game Now it's down towards 30. The LAFC game was not super well attended. So the organization is going to have to reckon with that, and they're doing like the first time fan initiative, like first time ticket on us or whatever. I think that's a good idea. But one thing I will say, man, and this isn't just about the Sounders, honestly, this is about a lot of clubs in this league and frankly a lot of professional sports teams. If you mark up your ticket prices and then people like don't go, like, what do you think? There must be some business stuff that's over my head that I don't understand, where marking up the prices like that just helps their bottom line, which is all they care about. It must help your bottom line, even if there's less people buying tickets or less people at the games. It's self-defeating, man. Like, they shouldn't be doing that. They really, like I said, it's not just the Sounders. It's like most sports organizations in the world are pricing people out, making it so only the upper class can afford to go to the games. First of all, rich people aren't that cool. They're not gonna provide a great game day atmosphere as like the real people. But like, people were pointing out the price of the tickets for the LAFC game. It's ridiculous. What are we doing? What are we talking about? You're gonna mark up your LAFC game, these crazy prices that like a lot of people can't afford. Why didn't people show up? I can't believe it. I guess my overall point is just like, make the games affordable and you would generate so much goodwill. You know who gets this, man? You know who gets this? Arthur Blank, man. Arthur Blank, one of the richest dudes in the entire world. The Home Depot guy. He makes those games are affordable. The quality of the team has not been noticeably bad this year. The LAFC game we're talking about, they scored 5 goals. It was at the beginning of last year. I think that's where me and you disagree, man. Like, the talking points that you dish are all based on when they started the season really poorly for the first half of last year. That was bad. I never would disagree with you on that. That has not been true for a while now. They played at a 2 points per game pace for the entire second half of last year, won 16 games, racked 57 points, got a top 4 seed, and made it to the Western Conference final. So no, the quality of this team is not noticeably bad. They're actually one of the better teams in the league. Don't think the first match on us is being talked about enough. It's such a good idea. I've told all my friends and coworkers about it, and to a person they've said they want to try a game now. Yeah, they said that they got tons of interest in that. I think that's a good idea. It's a good start, but like, I don't know. I just saw people talking about the prices for the LAFC ticket. It just rubs me the wrong way, man. Just rubs me the wrong way. Like I said, Atlanta United got so much good PR for literally just having affordable concessions. You guys know this, that if you go to an Atlanta United game, you can get a hot dog for like a reasonable price. Like, it's like $4 or something. Like, that's not like, and everyone's like, wow, what an incredible organization they are for having food that normal people can afford to buy. That should be the standard. It's a good team, but we don't have a superstar to bring the casuals to the games. Also, it's expensive. Dollars don't go as far, and soccer is lower on people's entertainment totem pole. Yeah, I mean, maybe this is just me. I don't think the superstar thing is as important as some people seem to. I think this fan base is educated enough and cares enough about this team that name value isn't what drives people to the games. You have to be a winning product and you have to be an entertaining product. And that's where I think what Wade was saying has validity, in that the big problem that they had last season for the first couple months of the season was an anemic offense, and just like, it was boring. And I would even grant that even when they started winning and racking points again, it wasn't necessarily the most exciting soccer all the time. It was like a lot of grinded out type games. I had fun with it because they were winning, and I do think there was certainly individual games and stretches of times where they played a lot better. But I think the big thing that I wanted to see this season was adding to the offense and making sure that it was like fun and dynamic and entertaining. And I think, it's early enough in the season where we honestly just don't know yet. But like that LAFC game, like, they were ripping it. That was great ball. Like, I don't know. That's what people want to see when they go to the game. I don't think it's about like a superstar. I think it's just about be fun to watch, be entertaining, score goals. They did that against Antigua. They did that against LAFC. I thought the Charlotte game, thought they looked sharp. Thought it was fun to watch. I don't think star power is meaningless, but like, okay, take Nico Ladero and Raul Ruidiaz, for instance, right? Nico Ladero wasn't necessarily a guy that like a household name for the average soccer fan. He was the starting number 10 for Boca Juniors. He was very famous in South America and with the Uruguay national team. But honestly, before he got linked to the Sounders, I have no trouble admitting this. Before I saw the link, like they're linked to this guy from Boca Juniors, I didn't know anything about Nico Ladero. But the attendance was really good in those early years because he was a freaking baller. And they started winning. They won MLS Cup as soon as he got there, and he was fun to watch. So he didn't need to be like, I really don't really value the name stuff. It's if you have substance to your game and you're fun to watch and you produce and the team is winning, I think that's the biggest key to fixing this attendance stuff. I really do. I think all you can do is, as an organization, is put a good, winning, productive, and entertaining product on the field, and then let the chips fall where they may, right?